What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Raised. The CW showed a lot of courage and confidence about their series in the likes of Riverdale, and as time went by, and since the release of the first season in 2017, today we have the 6th season, which was announced, and renewed as a continuation of the series. And today we are going to have a look back, how things went down, and how the events happening in the past will affect what is coming, and how the next installment of the series will change the course of action of the series itself. Season 1. Right from the very start of the first season, we were introduced to the genre in which this teen drama would fall. The first season follows an investigation into the murder of Jason Blossom, the son of the richest family in town, and probably one of the most popular people in the Riverdale high school. In the first season, we were also introduced to the 4 main characters of the show: Archie, Betty, Jughead, and Veronica. As the first season progresses, we come to learn in just what kind of horrible circumstances Jason found himself before his life ended. The hatred of the Blossom family and the Cooper family is what caused the death of Jason. The newcomers to town, Veronica and Hermione Lodge, move to Riverdale to escape a New York scam, which puts Hiram Lodge, Veronica's father, in prison. By the end of Season 1, a thumb drive is found in which the real murderer is shown, Clifford Blossom, him shooting Jason Blossom, his son. However, he hangs himself before he can be arrested, and just like all the other seasons following the first, we are left with huge cliffhangers. A man in the hood shoots Archie's father, Fred, and disappears. A first season of the show which paved the way for how the series will look like in the future.
Just come to the shore and we'll figure this out together, okay?
Season 2. The second season's story is tightly connected to the events of the first, as it continues with the investigation of who the man in the black hood is, the one responsible for the shootings in Pop's diner. The Black Hood is later shown that he targets sinners, a persona which harasses Betty over and over, with letters and random calls, setting puzzles for her to solve and, of course, threats. In determination, Betty is forced to separate herself from her best friend Veronica and her boyfriend Jughead, in order for her to discover who this mysterious man is. The show seems to bring many faces to this very little but full of crime town, and the new face on the block is Hiram Lodge, who after being released from prison comes to Riverdale and is ready to wreak havoc upon it, making himself the one to fear. Not only Riverdale, but Southside is on Hiram's target as land for him to own, a place where the Southside Serpents, a ruthless gang with FP Jughead's father as their leader, resides and owns. Chick, who presents himself as Betty's lost brother, brings nothing but trouble, and his past comes along with him to haunt him. Betty is suspicious of him and investigates more into it, after which she discovers that he is not who he says he is. The season comes to an end when the Black Hood is revealed to be Betty's father, Hal, who was always in their faces, but the gang never managed to connect the dots.
You didn't do stuff to the body, did you, after?
It's called necrophilia, Reggie. Can you spell it?
Season 3. The third season of the show shifts its focus to the game called G&G, short for Griffins and Gargoyles, a twisted role-playing game which manipulates the players and intervenes with their real lives, the Gargoyle King pulling all the strings from the shadows. However, Archie and the gang have other pressing concerns, as Archie is trialed for murder, and despite his innocence, Hiram's powerful lawyers put Archie in juvenile detention as long as Archie pleads guilty. Betty and Jughead dive deeper into the people missing on a daily basis, and Betty learns that their parents also played this dark, twisted game back when they were students at Riverdale High. After Archie is sprung from juvenile detention and Veronica finally manages to find evidence that proves he is not guilty, he decides to leave town in panic, a move which ends his and Veronica's relationship. However, after a short self-discovery and a bear attack injury in the northern woods, Archie comes back to Riverdale. Polly goes to the farm, which we later discover that it is rather a very dark cult, which will eventually take over the town, with Edgar as the leader of all things. More and more people join the farm and become brainwashed into doing bad things to the main characters in the series, a cult in which some of the main characters of the series participate into, including Kevin, Sheriff's son, and Betty's mother, Alice.
Thank you for walking me home. I'll call you later. Good night.
Season 4. The fourth season finds Veronica competing with her father in the maple industry. Mr. Honey also caused a lot of mayhem during the fourth season, the school principal, as he managed to punish all who showed rebellious behavior. Cheryl was the leader of the movement for the students to get a prom, which Mr. Honey canceled in the first place, a prom which Cheryl said to be like nothing they had ever seen, and a foreshadowing for what is to come in Season 5 of the series. Reggie's prank over Mr. Honey is definitely one of the highlights of the season, because it brought joy to all of us who hated Mr. Honey and his principles, even though it was short-lived. The parents also took part in bringing back prom, a movement in which Mary Andrews plays a big part as a lawyer, and Hiram being a mayor who can easily evoke Mr. Honey from his principal's position. And thus the prom took place. At the end of it all, an aftermath of the hard work put by all of the citizens of Riverdale. Many generations teamed as one. Season 5. The major difference between the latest season and the previous ones was definitely the time jump of 7 years, and we saw the whole gang grow up. Archie enlisted for the army, and when he returns, he realizes that the town is on the verge of becoming a ghost town, all thanks to Hiram. Thus, he gathers the whole squad back together to prevent this thing happening and revive their hometown, and the best way possible seems to be through Riverdale High. We also find out that Veronica married a guy that somewhat resembles her father. We also learn that Betty found her place among the ranks of the FBI and that Jughead continued with his writing, with a bit of a twist thrown at him. Now, as we learned in the 10th episode, he appeared to be taken by the Mothman, an alien race in Riverdale. Charles's true identity also came into the spotlight during the 2nd episode, a serial killer who in fact killed Joan, Brett, and David. Toni is revealed to be pregnant, but the father is still not known. We also saw that Archie eventually told Veronica about his kiss with Betty, which was one of the major storylines of the 4th season, and the possibility of the Varchies' return is still in the air.
Actually make that prom queens. Congratulations to Miss Cheryl Blossom and Miss Antoinette Topaz.
Season 6. As the 6th season renewal took place a few months from today, fans were all excited to know what is coming, and we were taking a look back at just everything that happened and how it went down, especially with the last season having a huge time jump of 7 years, and the whole gang in their more mature years. We can't wait either to know of what chain of events will take place in the small town of Riverdale. If we take into consideration the murders, the thieving, the knives in the back, we should expect more from it in the next season, a season which will shed a new light on the gang as they take full responsibility for their actions, now that they are all grown up and have experienced more throughout their lives than ever before. New faces will definitely appear out of nowhere, and maybe some old ones, who will haunt them for everything our gang did in the past. The 5th season ended with a huge cliffhanger, and this will also be the case for the 6th season. That is, if the series is said to have yet another, maybe a 7th season. Who knows? Whatever the case may be, we will be in for a ride. A teen drama series that puts the whole genre on a whole other level, and never disappoints to deliver. On a related note, tell us down in the comment section below which character has been your favorite, and what kind of future do you expect of him in the next season. And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you would like to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.